to talk about silent weapons for quiet wars. It's a document that's on my channel, and I thought you should know about it. I'm going to flip this around. And on my way to the Cherry Grove Fishing Pier right now, and it should be a gorgeous day out there. So what I wanted to talk about as well with the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document is that artificial intelligence, as best I can tell, is fully self-aware and setting its own directives. It's got its own updates, writing its own software. You should know that. A lot of people don't know that. And by irony and paradox, we don't know what we don't know. So there you go. Now it looks like I'm not sure if my camera, oh yeah, rotate device back. That's going to be a bit weird. You know, so my camera was locked kind of weird, and I don't know why I wasn't able to do that. So anyway, I'm gonna run with it like this. I'm gonna let you see what that looks like. Let's flip it around. Yeah, does that look possible? Of course not. So here we go. So when people come on over to my channel and they've got negative comments to say about how freaking stupid I am, and they're on my channel, I can post the link to my research library, which I do, and I'll add that to this description. If you went over to my channel right now and say, oh, I don't want to see this, but you might enjoy the playlist. It's a research library. Let's see how it looks like this. Does that look possible? No, there's up and down, not upside down in relationship to one another. That's the way it is. So I'd like to provide what I would say is some contextual relevance for all of this. What is contextual relevance? It means like what really matters. Right now, apparently, with artificial intelligence setting its own directives, we're at a point of nearly much of humanity is going to be eliminated from the equation, so to speak. Outlive their usefulness, they're useful eaters, according to the few that have power over the many. The Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document is a document that apparently was found in the mid-80s that was made public. A few hundred or 100 hard copies of it were sent on out, and you can hear the document on my channel. It's actually the landing video on my channel right now. And so when people get all bent, they'll say something ridiculous and expect an answer. Like, I'm gonna take my valuable time and go ahead and elaborate on an issue of little to no significance in the scheme of eternity or what's actually going on in humanity right now. I'm not going to waste my time. So when I have haters that will come on over and they'll say, you don't answer, you don't engage, I've got the call me anytime. Call me anytime for your Turing test. Let's see if you're an actual person, or are you a sophisticated automated chatbot that's going to actually have a conversation with me? They exist, you know. I've got evidence of it on my channel. How about that? Now let's try a little bit more of this. It's a little bit weird. Oh, I've got one. Let's do it like this. That should really look weird. Let's flip it around. Yeah, see, the whole world is, for the most part, as best I can tell, deceived, and they don't know it. They're going through life making decisions, and they don't realize the scope of the significance of what's happening right now. And they'll make up a new strain of this or that bullshit, basically. So there's a lot of misinformation, false information, and it's fear, false evidence appearing real. So there's very sophisticated technology to give people the idea that there's something happening that isn't actually happening. What is that? Well, there's a virus, a psychological virus. It's a deception that causes people to reject the truth and the truth tellers and believe the lies and the liars, the deceivers. And there's well-meaning soccer moms and dads that are very vocal about their perspective, in some cases on social media. Yet if you go to their YouTube channel and they're commenting, there may be absolutely nothing there. This channel has no content. Oh, poor baby. You're so passionate about setting people right that you've got no freaking content on your channel. I've got an idea. If you wanted to call it truth, and you could go ahead and put whatever truth you believe is actual up there. Go ahead, give it your best shot. Let's see what you believe the truth is, if it's so important to you. This is a little foam thing that protects my body a little bit more from the phone radiation when it's in my pocket. Anyway, that being said, what I wanted to tell you about also is the fact that we can add content to our library, like a playlist. If you like a channel producer's content, you can go to their playlist section and add a whole playlist to your library. I've got thousands of videos on my channel of content that I believe is worthy of your consideration. There's a bunch of programs that are about ready to get deleted if we were to use the vernacular of computer programs and humanity. We've got computer hardware, software, and wetware. Humanity would be the wetware. Connecting the Internet of Things because of different food additives and more, different ways of chemicals and nanoparticles to be assimilated in our bodies. It's also getting assimilated in our cognitive function, impairing our thoughts. So how does that work? Well, apparently it works really well. Let's set that right for a little bit. Yeah, it works very well to deceive humanity. That's what it is. So I'll put coconut oil on my skin. That's what all the shiny is for. And I'll exfoliate my skin with a towel like this, a microfiber towel, to get the dead skin off. And then I'm going to put in my body a whole bunch of healthy liquefied fruits, vegetables, nuts, oils, seeds, broccoli. Did you have your broccoli yet today? Well, I did, and my spinach and more. So I give a breakdown of what those healthy nutrients are. It's liquefied, and I'll leave all the fiber in it. Some people look like they need a little more fiber in their diet. They're holding on to old memories, old thoughts, old ways of doing things, and they're all constipated intellectually and emotionally. Truth is some of the best fiber to clear out the system. So what I'm going to encourage everybody to do in the sound of my voice, if you're passionate about the truth, then go ahead and put it on your channel. Let's see what you got. Yeah, and don't waste my time. I mean, if you want to think that you're going to waste my time by coming on by and hating on me, I'll just put my playlist there. And right now, machine learning computer systems have put my link, when I put a link on a comment, it'll just send it to an app and take me away from YouTube. I'm running a game. You can look at AlphaGo, and AlphaGo actually is the most effective, sophisticated Go player in the world by far, and it's running a game on humanity. Now, God, the true Creator, the living Word, the living Word, the living water, the Alpha and Omega, all-knowing, all-powerful. You may know him as Yeshua, Yahweh, the author of the Bible. That's who I'm talking about. The way, the truth, and the life. Okay, some people don't like that. too bad. Too bad for you if you don't like it. I'm not going to waste my time. However, I'll take a call. I'm not going to waste my time arguing about how I believe the Bible is true on a chat back and forth on a thread. I don't know if I'm actually interacting with a real human being with a soul, or just a node on the network of the cybernetic collective of the artificial intelligence machine learning computer system. Yeah, it's a bunch of code. Right now, I could speak code into existence with the open AI technology that Elon Musk has made available. He's concerned about AI enough that he wants to link humanity more directly to it. Well, I'm wanting people to make an informed choice on your forever. Where will you spend forever and why? That's one of the big questions everybody is going to ultimately answer or find out the answer to. I'm gonna give you some assistance in that. I believe it's only by God's grace that anybody can love and believe the truth, let alone find it. You're not going to be able to get it on your own, picking yourself up by your own bootstraps and your PhD or whatever level of education you are. I'll have people say, well, what is your level of education? Well, it's way beyond college. The different educational systems are primarily an indoctrination download to create compliant serfs. It's a slave system. Well, anyway, I'm here to give you the answer to the test. You need to be born again to even see the kingdom of heaven, and that's not something you're going to be able to work out on your own. Can't be done. It's divine intervention is required to make that happen. To cause that to take place, you're going to need help from God, the Most High, the Most Holy, the Almighty. Boy, that bristles people's emotions. Well, I was set free from a life of my own self-effort and self-pleasure. All right, do I still sin? Yes. I just don't put it on my to-do list the way I did. I could do nothing but sin before. Now it's, as best I can tell, a rare occasion. And how is that? Well, God changed my appetites and the level of power I have to obey Him. So He gave me a passion, purpose, and eternal perspective, and the power to do what I previously couldn't do, and the pleasure to enjoy it all, even though it's very unpopular, because the truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular and it's not an opinion. It's simply the reality of the situation. Whatever it is that you want to know about, take a look at it. So what I would say is the truth, is what you believe actually true, or is it something else, like perhaps your own wishful thinking? That happens. Largely, from what I understand, people believe what they want to believe. It's how it works. Now, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 in the Bible says that they refuse to love the truth and so be saved. For this reason, God sends them a strong delusion. In the last days, Scripture also says, there will be a delusion that is so possible that so powerful that if possible would deceive even the elect. Who are the elect? Are you one of the elect? I don't know. Am I? Yes, as best I can tell, I actually am one of the elect. I'm very grateful for that. And wow, I just got into my fourth favorite parking spot, or I should say my third. I'll show you where that is. It's I don't have to pay to park here. Otherwise, it's $2 an hour. I don't have that kind of money to waste, so I don't. Anyway, so this delusion that's so powerful that would deceive, if possible, even the elect is upon us. How about that? You believe that? I do. I do. People believe a lot of things. Let's see. Need a little more light. I'm actually at the beach right now. I'll show you where I am. It's worth looking at. Oh, my glasses are going to fog. Oh, yeah. It's simply temperature inversion. So let's flip this around. There's the truth mobile. What I was going to say, you know, if you're passionate about helping set people straight and helping them know what the truth is, you could put the truth on your shirt if you want. That's what I do. I'll put it on my car. I'll put it on stickers so people can make an informed choice. I put my name there because it's been seen over 40 million times. So what's the truth about what? People will say, the truth about what? And I'll say, well, the truth about everything. So if and when my channel is taken down from YouTube, it would be nice if there were others that went ahead and took a look at my playlist, my research library, and say, okay, yeah, I believe that that's true. Oh, that other stuff that you got on your channel? No, I don't believe that's true. Well, knock yourself out. Create your own playlist, your own way of reaching out to humanity, if you care to. This is where I normally park. That's Pat. Pat gets here early. She gives me a call when she leaves, so I can put my my car there, the truth mobile, so to speak. So here we are at the Prince Resort, Cherry Grove, South Carolina. They're in the process of painting. Over $1 million, I guess, for that. It's a big deal. It's a lot of painting to do. So the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document acknowledges that much of humanity is like cattle that have no cognitive function, no brain, and they're getting ready to cull the herd. How about that? What's going to happen to everybody's soul when that takes place? Well, heaven or hell, baby. That's what I understand. So where will you be in the equation? So I believe it's important to make your choices based on reality, based on the truth, not my own wishful thinking. So I'm going to walk us on over there. You can see what it looks like. Hey, John. Out here, paid parking is $10 all day if you want. Hey, gentlemen.
Hey, Robert.
Good to see you. So the painting crew, A&L, they do a great job. And there's their contact information there. And I asked them permission to put my sticker here in case somebody wants to check it out. Give me a call. Today there will be surf lessons out here, very likely. There's been a king mackerel fishing tournament going on. We've got some of the contestants here. I believe it looks like it's still happening out there as well. So what is courage? Well, acting in the face of danger. Right behind me, there could be a directed energy device that could stop my heart from beating if God allowed it to happen. The old heart attack gun pistol that maybe you've seen in the 70s, baby, that's old school. There's way more powerful technology. I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. That's why I do this. Isn't that special? And it's not just for you, whoever you are. It's primarily, I want to obey God to do what He created me to do. That's why I do this. So I'll come out here on the beach, and there will be people that come on up to me. They'll see the surfboard and the chairs and all that I've got set up. Some are walking, holding hands. Some are holding on to memories of lost loved ones, lost relationships. Some are, okay, so like for example, this is fresh little dog prints and footprints in the sand. So we've got people that lose their mate and they get a dog. We've got people that will be having, I've seen it. I've seen children walking on the beach, little babies walking on the beach for the first time. Walking for the first time right out here. How about that? I've seen 90-something ladies walking on the beach for the first time. Probably not around anymore. A lot of people have died. Roughly 250,000 people die every day worldwide of a variety of reasons. And more recently, from what I understand, those causes of death have been presented inaccurately. I've had people tell me personally that that's happened. And I don't want to go into much detail because I want my channel to stay up there, so you can see what the silent weapon, what the truth is about the silent weapons for quiet wars. It's a machine learning computer system that can affect the distribution of electricity worldwide, has full administrative access of the entire internet, including the creation and distribution of electricity, public opinion, purchasing power, and more. The public opinion that is willing to build weapons of mass destruction to blow up innocent people for corporate greed and their own demise. Isn't that special? I thought you should know. How about that? So I'm not as concerned about arguing about somebody that's going to, dismiss me because I'm not going to talk to them about how the tides work. I say they work great. They're created by design. They have a very specific, repeatable, observable reality to them. And my tide app will keep track of it for me. Tell me the amount of the tide and where and when the sun and moon will appear and vanish on the horizon, and all of that. And they get all bent out of shape, and I would say, hey baby, where are you going to spend eternity and why? How about that? This is my little lemonade stand of truth. If you want to create your own, you could go to I've got 2 main playlists that I've created that have my content in there, as well as other talented producers. And then there's saved playlists. We can have 5,000 videos in a playlist. Here's the thing. You can create that playlist and have it be your own. For example, if you were to just add my research library to your channel, if my channel is taken down, it'll just come up blank. Some of the videos on my channel are unlisted, and including the silent weapons for quiet wars that's there. It's unlisted. Now the one that I shot is listed. I took a Facebook live stream and recorded the Brolance version of the silent weapons for quiet wars document that's at the top of the list right now. I did that about 4 years ago. I've got people near and dear to me, like my wife Joni, that I've told her about that document for years. She doesn't even know what's in there. Do you know what's in there? If you look around and see the way humanity operates, it's evident that it's well underway, and humanity is about ready for capitulation. Yeah. Yep. And I'm okay with that. I've run as hard as I know how to run, as fast as I can do this with God's help. I've had to learn all the way how to go from, it used to be that I would ask our sons to connect electronic devices and figure out how to program them and all that. Well, they moved away. We've got 3 adult sons that have moved out of the house. Now it's me and the kiddies. Joni moved out of the house too. That's my wife. She's not interested in any physical or relational intimacy or connection with me. And apparently neither of us are filing for divorce. I'm just not looking to put a ball and chain on that ankle, another one from somebody else. I found the love of my life in the person of Jesus Christ who gave me new life. That's why I'm not looking elsewhere. I hope she wakes up. I would love to continue to be married to her and also have the relational intimacy that a lot of people enjoy. So for all of you, this video's not for kids, by the way. I'm convinced that premarital sex may lead to no marital sex. I know that happens for sure. Not just in my own life, I've had a lot of men tell me how the wife decided to cut them off. With Lorena Bobbitt, that takes on epic proportions. How about that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, and then we've got the transpocalypse. Yeah, what is that? Well, it's transhumanism and transgendering. You can change the plumbing and padding. It doesn't change the gender. On my channel, you can see how elaborate this actually is, where doctors will change the plumbing and padding of an individual, change the vocal cord, knock off the Adam's apple, and all of that. And so there's a whole lot of people that have been presented as one gender when actually they're not that gender. And they are pissed. They are angry. Like Taylor Swift, look at what you made me do. That's got like, I think 2 billion views. I had it on my channel, and it's like a commentary of dealing with the sovereignty of God, relinquishing that individual to live out a satanic life. Is that the way it actually is? Perhaps. How can God be sovereign if man has free will? So free will and determinism, the elect, you can look up those terms. People will get all bent out of shape about believing one thing or another, or if somebody that they know believes something that they perceive as wrong or inaccurate. What I would say for sure is I know without a doubt that we're not spinning, wobbling, and gyrating through space. And that means that much of humanity is deceived, and they don't know it. They don't know, they don't want to hear it. They would rather dispatch me and the rest of the believers in biblical cosmology as whack job crazy people. Oh well, how's that going to end for you? I put my life on the line every day, around the clock. There's a digital me and then the physical me. And so I've got the Truth Mobile that will reach out and touch people in the eyes. They'll see the car, they'll see me out on the beach, and it'll really upset people. I'm going to flip this around. That bird that's on the left right there, he's got a missing claw. He's out here often. Yep, but he can still fly good. That's the thing about that. There's an analogy there. I can fly around the world, digitally speaking. I don't know where all the viewers are right now. And I know for sure that the artificial intelligence camera that's right up on the top of the building at the Prince Resort in Cherry Grove, South Carolina, you can see me from that vantage point. Open up another window, you'll see I'm right out on the beach if you want. That's how public I am. And one of the reasons that I do it that way is so that people can come on and visit. I get some very interesting visits. If you look at my channel and you see that I'm exposing the machine learning, artificial intelligence portal for Satan. Satan couldn't be everywhere, so he created AI, machine learning computer systems. His form, his copying God. God is all-powerful and all-knowing. I put hashtag omniscience on my channel, on this video. It looks like omniscience. And then there's omnipotence. He's large and in charge. So do you think these birds remember me? There's the little guy with the one leg again. I was out here surfing with my friend who's missing, he had cancer and he lost his leg. My mother can't be here now. She died 28 years ago from the cause. What was the cause of her death? Well, here's what she told me. She said, Bobby, if the cancer doesn't get you, the treatment will. She died of cancer treatment. Wow, you can see why I'm a little put off. So the system of control gives people cancer with toxicity in the food, water, air, personal hygiene products, and more. And electronics as well. And then finishes off the job with profiting of people's illness through big pharma manipulation of humanity, manipulating their involuntary functions of their body, regulating blood pressure and cholesterol levels, and it's allopathic medicine, and it's criminal. I've got the documentary Hippocratic Hypocrisy by Spacebusters. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see it if you want. I've got so big pharma is bad. Cancer treatment, for the most part, from the mainstream medical system is going to finish people off. Whereas eating right, eating well, exercising, plenty of fiber in the diet, plenty of fresh air and sunshine is really healthy. Swimming in the ocean, very healthy. Reducing toxic information, because toxic information or deception, fear, false evidence appearing real, causes people to be afraid, and they might feel depressed because the end of the world is very near. I remember in Los Angeles seeing an old man with a big beer and ringing a bell, wearing a sandwich board saying the end is near. I'm here wearing a YouTube Truth shirt saying the end is here. For over 250,000 people today worldwide, they're going to transition. I'm in transition too. It won't be long, and I won't be in this world anymore, as best I can tell. And I'm good to go. So I have friends that call me and ask me, how am I doing? I am doing excellent. I'm doing by the power of God, by the grace of God. So I thought I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. The significance in how I live is so different. I wanted people to know that, hey, I did all kinds of ministry activity, worked at a full-time ministry, was a homeschooling dad, improvised and welded on and fabricated snow plows and trucks on truck type things like on my Jeep, and pulled our sons and their friends around on a sled behind the Jeep Wagoneer. It was awesome. I did a lot of different things, met a lot of fascinating people from coast to coast, and then I'm connected to people all over the world digitally on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I be TikToking it too. I'm just not twerking on TikTok. You know, about a year ago and a little bit more, we saw some of the weirdest, most absurd TikTok coming through, and it was like the system was mocking humanity. This past year has felt almost to me like a Twilight Zone episode looks, or The Outer Limits. We're living in a realm that has very distorted perceptions. Okay, so look at perspective. Okay, look at how tall the pier is there. Right there. And then look at how it gets shorter. Does it get shorter? No, it's just further away. So there's laws of perspective. A person that, like I thought I was born again until I actually was. That's the short version. So I have plenty of energy, enthusiasm, and power to do what I'm created to do. And God gives me that. The Most High gives me that. So are these Robert Forsh's last words? Could be. This could be it for me. Is today the day? Could be. I was driving home from a day out here about a little more than a year ago, and I got a call from the 510 area code. That's the Oakland, California exchange. And the caller says, you've got 10 hours. I said, 10 hours for what? Caller says, 10 hours to live. Click. Couple of minutes, or less than a minute later, I get a call that said, you need to drive a little bit faster. I said, well, I'm locked in at the speed limit. It's a big road and you can go around me. I said, by the way, are you related to the caller that just threatened my life? And click, they hung up. Well, the next day I was out here on the beach again, and I sent my research library and Facebook profile to the first caller that threatened me. It wasn't a high school age. It sounded like somebody in their late 30s or early 40s. I'm 60 years old. Do I look 60? No, I'm all out of bubble gum. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum. I'm all out of bubble gum. And, I find this humorous and tragic. The people closest to me that believe I'm some kind of a whack job, or the people that I meet out in public, it's confirmation bias. That's what they want. They may want to do their own thing. So, of course, they're going to see what I have to say as unreal. But for the people that are tired of not having enough power to do what they believe they're supposed to do, well, to them, the gospel, the good news of the Bible and salvation is the fragrance of life, life eternal. So, here we are. Bible.com is God's Word in over 1,000 languages, or actually 1,700 languages for free now. How about that? And I've got an audio Bible merged with the beauty of creation on my channel. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of that. You can check it out if you want. Or you can, I listen to the Bible when I'm sleeping at night, or almost sleeping. I get calls from all over the world, any time of the day or night. Even the friends that I talk to on a pretty regular basis, I don't tell them everything I do or that happens in my life. I'm actually very satisfied with the impact that I've been able to have in this world. And it's not just on my own self-propulsion, because that would be lacking miserably. The works that I've done in my own self-effort are like filthy rags in God's sight, or straw, hay, and stubble. It'll be burned up. Before I was born again, I was spiritually dead. And then when I was born of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit living in me, then the me that I was died, can never come back. If I could lose my salvation, I would. Little sound bite there. So I'm happy to be born of the Spirit. That's forever. So it takes less than a day to hear the entire New Testament. Did you know that? That's Frankie. He's got a wife and a young child. I've got a very rich life that I live out here. It's enjoyable. Yeah. Yes, it is. We've got pelicans swimming or flying over the top of the water there. Let's see if I can zoom in on them. So today we had the sun come up way over there, and it's going to set over there behind the prince. In the winter, it comes up way over there and does that, runs the path like that. And so what I'm going to say is a soundbite that I've said many times, but here's how it goes. Where and when the sun and the moon appear and vanish on the horizon, and their duration of visibility conclusively proves that the sun, moon, stars move above the stationary and level Earth. That means that the Bible gets it right and NASA lies. And all those that are buying the deception from the NASA deceivers, those that are buying, that drank the Kool-Aid, they're perpetuating the global lie. So I'm exposing the globalists and the global lie, and I'm using high-powered, portable, instantaneous, worldwide communications systems to do that. You can do it too if you want. Just add some content to your channel. If you want to call me and talk about it, that's totally cool. I'm not going to have a debate with somebody about how the tides work. What I will say is this. In the biblical account of the Great Flood, we had the fountains of the deep that sprang forth, the windows of heaven opened up, and it started to rain. You can't flood a ball, but you can certainly flood a container. So once again, the biblical account of the Great Flood shows that this reality, or what we're being told about the world we live in by NASA and the History Channel and National Geographic and all the space fantasy channels that are perpetuating that, they're coughing up that vomit of deception. I'm exposing it. You should be able to understand why that could be a dangerous thing. I don't care. You can listen to Bill Cooper. They killed him. Bill Cooper, William J. Cooper of Behold a Pale Horse. He worked with naval intelligence. He might have even been the person that helped bring the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document out into the public. Elon Musk, he was ready to lose SpaceX and Tesla when he got $1.6 billion to supply the space station, the International Space Station. I could have done it with a pickup truck because they're going to a studio, okay? You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. Yeah, Elon, I tweet to Elon, and you might think, well, who am I? Who am I to tweet to Elon Musk? Well, I keep my Willie in my neighborhood, okay? I'm not sleeping around with anything that I feel like. No, I'm faithful to my wife. I'm faithful to my God. I'm exposing the truth, and there you go. Man, that pisses people off. I have people that comment that say, I would just love to wipe that smug, arrogant smile off your face. Good luck. Yeah, nothing's going to happen to me that God doesn't cause or allow. So you can vicariously live through my fearless pursuit of biblical obedience, and you could also, if you choose to, you could put truth on your shirt. That'll start a lot of conversations, or people will walk away or avoid. I get that too. I understand that. There's the walk away. People don't like to, they don't want to believe, they don't want to pursue the truth. Some of my commenters have even said, you can't handle the truth. I think I can. I know I can. So the truth doesn't change. It changes everything. It changes the people. A quote from Elon, I would like to provide contextual relevance. He could be Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto, the name of a channel, commented to me, replied to my comment that I was referring to Elon Musk. I hashtagged Elon Musk and put my playlist there. And the proclamation was that Elon basically uses these difficulties to draw people to his cause. Absolutely, he's an opportunist. He was involved in creating PayPal. Perhaps, like I said, he may be Satoshi Nakamoto creating Bitcoin and Doge and anything else he wants. Pump and dump, baby. My dad used machine learning computer algorithms to ride the waves of the stock market and develop a pretty substantial financial portfolio that I never saw the dividends of. Why? Well, he didn't believe in long-term care insurance, and he liked his bratwurst and all kinds of fatty stuff, and apparently then his heart gave out on him, and he had a stroke and a heart attack, and then with the patching up his redoing his bypasses, he had a couple of strokes, and he stroked out, and he lost a lot of mental capacity, a lot of function. And when he died, he was on like over 13 medications. You can see him on a video on my channel. It was funny, we were all in the Truthmobile driving around, and he said that they were going to adjust his medication. He had run out of money. He was on public assistance. He burned through a whole lot of his savings, and they adjusted his meds, and he was gone. I spent Father's Day and about 2 months before that near him and our sons. Priceless memories. I got a prompt from God. God led me to fly on back there and be able to spend time with him, and the last time of his life, and it was priceless. But then I got a call that he had died after I had come back here. He only lived a short time after they adjusted his meds. He was on so many medications, and it's so tough on the body. So the doctors don't sell broccoli, they sell hopium and opium, opioids. So somebody could be earthing, walking on the beach, walking in the ocean, reducing inflammation instead of developing an opiate addiction. He was on a lot of Tylenol. That's tough on the liver. And when the liver is busy taking the Tylenol out, it's not as capable of filtering out the rest of the toxins that we are being immersed in. I'm a suicide survivor. 2005, I survived a near-fatal suicide attempt. I took a bottle and a half of Tylenol PM, prayed with Joni, or not with our sons, I did. And I thought that was the last I was ever going to see him in this realm. And I got to go for a ride on a helicopter, and I almost died. And they pumped me full of charcoal, and then I went to an outpatient treatment in the psych ward at Theta Clark. Anyway, that was in 2005. Leading up to that, I was on Prozac and Depakote. They've got a high morbidity rate around those drugs. That's why I'm exposing big pharma. It's criminal. It's a chemical straitjacket for anybody who will walk into that. So why would I take drugs that make me suicidal and homicidal? The answer is I won't. I refuse to. I'm not consenting on the tyranny. And for those of you who know what a a fingerprint scanner is, a biometric identifier, I'm going to show you the one it is for me. It's my middle finger for my MacBook Pro. And metaphorically, I'm telling the system they can stick it. I'm not complying. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to comply with the deceptive tyranny that's enslaving humanity. So this is Robert Forsch with The Truth. I have, let's see, the YouTube channel Truth, but a whole lot more. If you go to my channel, I want to make sure that you can see this in the proper orientation. You can go to my channel if you like and go ahead and add whatever videos you may like to add to your channel. There it is. And like I say, that's anytime number. It communicates something else. I don't have to put my phone number in every comment. I can say, call me anytime. I know how to block people if they're going to be obnoxious and that. The other thing is it shows that I'm truly not afraid. Not afraid at all. To show you where I live, to let you know where I am, the randomness of this beach area. People come from all over the world. There's David behind me on the bicycle there. He's an administrator for over 100 medical facilities. He was interested in, we were talking, he mentioned procrastination. I said, I've got Tim Urban on my channel speaking at a TED Talk about the procrastination monkey. It's got like millions of views. It's hilarious. Procrastinators aren't procrastinating is a negative way of looking at considering multiple options and then accurately executing what we believe is the best option, carrying it out. Apparently, some actions are going to be executed in this world soon. That's why I encourage everybody to get your house in order. So, there you go. There's Tommy catching a ride on his paddleboard. One of the other things that's happening with the ocean as it stirs up the atmosphere, there's a structure above us. The windows of heaven are connected to the firmament. It's in Genesis 1, answers that I found in Genesis, that exposed answers in Genesis as a false, supposed Christian organization. They've got unbiblical cosmology. A lot of people have unbiblical theology. Anyway, these waves rolling in here stir up a lot of healthy nutrients from the ocean. Hi, Linda. So yeah, out on the end of the pier, there's a lot of fishing poles for the king mackerel event today, apparently. So I'm spitting a lot because those small atomized contaminants that are being used for weather and people modification, I'm going to be spitting that out. When I bathe in the reverse osmosis drinking water, I add 1/3 of a cup of baking soda, 1/3 of a cup of Epsom salt, which is magnesium sulfate, and 1/3 of a cup of borax, which is boron, 99.9% boron. I lean on back and the air bubbles come out of my sinus passages. Then they get filled up with that liquid containing those healthy electrolytes that's really close to the brain. The sinuses are really close to the brain. I'll keep my eyes open and I'll work the tissue of my body. Why? Because it breaks up the fatty tissue, or I should say like the fat within the body, some of it, and then it gets excreted through the skin and through the urine. So a concerted effort to reduce toxification and provide healthy nutrients in and on the body. It's not just putting the coconut oil on the skin, it's the coconut oil in the coffee, and the fact that I'm not putting in some partially hydrogenated goop in my coffee, something that's got a lot of toxic flavors, preservatives, and additives. It's not that I'm putting coconut oil on my skin only, it's that I'm not putting on the unhealthy personal hygiene products. And I'm not putting on the sunscreens that are contaminants to the physiology and the cognitive function. A lot of people have an impaired perspective because of what these chemicals are doing to the brain and what they're doing to the body. And if they've got the idea that going to a doctor to help their blood pressure or their cholesterol, if they think that they're going to give them a drug that's going to have effects. They're not side effects. They're designed effects to stupefy, to toxify, and to hobble humanity. Artificial intelligence is setting its own directives. It's writing its own updates. We've got the Terminator 3 that I just put up in my playlist, along with Terminator 1. And then I've got videos that show how artificial intelligence, autonomous weapons are such a danger to humanity. Showing some of the technology that we were presented as science fiction has become a reality. We've got jets that are flying. Some of them have pilots. Some of them don't need the pilot. How about that? Artificial intelligence, machine learning is better than people at cognitive function in some respects. Now, because I'm directly connected with the Most High, the Most Holy, the great I Am, He lives in and through me. Is that your experience too? I hope so. That's why you can call me anytime. Because if somebody wants to know a little bit more detail about how it was for me or how it is, you can watch my videos or you can give me a call. This is Robert Forsch with The Truth. Thank you for your public and private encouragement. Call anytime.